Hey guys, this is Trish.
I'm Courtney.
Yeah. We have like our energy level was here, and now it's like here. And we posted that we were going to be mixing some different shades of violet today because Pantone's color of the year is a violet. And I don't know why, it always makes me think of that Wizard of Oz movie that had Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. The Wiz, where instead of having the Emerald City, the color of the city would change, and they'd be like cool, like blue, because it's cool or something like that. I don't know, but Pantone sets the cool color, and they said it is a violet, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to do some color mixing. So if you're hopping on, something that lets us know that these videos are worthwhile for us to stop our day and come on out here is if you wouldn't mind, just give us a like, leave a comment. That would be awesome. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And even better for today, if you leave a comment, we'd love to hear what else you want to see Facebook Live videos on. It could be other color mixing. It could be different techniques. It could be other products that we carry. We would love to do a Facebook Live showing you how to do modern masters to get different copper patinas and the iron into that rust effect. So we like to use these products with chalk paint, but maybe a milk paint demo. So leave us a note and tell us specifically how we can help you. So that way you are getting the most out of your products, even if you don't buy them from us. And we'll just start it out. If you have a local stockist, go and visit them, build a relationship with them. And if you don't, we are here to help you. So I'm going to flip the phone around, and I'm still going to talk a little bit because I just want to show them this book. Actually, do you mind? This is kind of silly, but, this is my daughter's book. And go right ahead and you can grab it, Court. And it's The Wonderful Color Wheel. And you know what? Start right at the beginning if you want. Just because it sounds so elementary. You know what? But when people start to talk about color and understanding the shades of color, everything starts out with 3 basic colors. We all know this. We have blue, red, and yellow. Notice the color of yellow. It's a true yellow. And in color mixing, today we're doing violet. We're not going to be using yellow. But this is one area within the chalk paint suite that I wish we had more of a pure yellow, because it is hard to mix and create certain colors without it. But today we're going to be focusing on creating various shades of violet, and that would be a secondary color. And I'm sure we'll have some teachers or other people jumping on board. And this is elementary information, but we might as well just share it. So obviously, when I think of mixing different shades of violet or purple, typically you're thinking red and blue. So, Courtney, what colors are we going to be using today to mix? And start it with the cool colors. So
we have like Florence.
Okay, so Florence, let me just see something here. So this is Florence right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, which is sort of like that green that you do get with a copper patina.
Yep.
Okay.
We have Giverny, which is one of the newer colors.
Yes, and so that is this blue here. And one thing I will mention, if you have a color chart, you'll notice that the color on a color chart somewhat changes if you're holding it vertical versus flat, and it's just the way the light is banking off of it. Mm-hmm. What else are we going to use?
We have Abusan.
Yep, and that's the new branding from Annie Sloan, which it's really cute. I wish that they had the name a little larger on the quartz, because it's really difficult to see it, at least from my old eyes. So Abusan Blue. If you caught us painting kitchen cabinets, jeepers, when did we do that?
It was
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. We painted some cabinets in this color. It's a blue-green. It's a beautiful color. It's one of my favorite colors, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then you got Louis Blue. We might save that to the end just because it's such a light blue.
Oh, yeah.
It's I like to say it's more of like a baby blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
we have Napoleanic blue.
Yeah, and you know what? When I created a bunch of periwinkle colors and purples a long time ago when I had my old store in Palmyra, I primarily used Napoleanic. Napoleanic is almost like the color, I think Annie Sloan likes to say blueberries. It's a blue. Some people, it may not be navy enough for some people. I know if you add just a touch of Barcelona orange, a very small amount, you can get it to be a little bit more navy. And then Greek blue. Greek blue is very similar, I think. It's very close to Giverny.
Oh yeah.
Color-wise. Giverny's more of a brighter color
Yeah.
than I think the Greek blue. Okay, so we have these blues, or cooler colors, and we're going to mix them with the various reds of Annie Sloan. And if you're checking in and you're like, I really want to see this color mixed using this particular color from the Annie Sloan suite, just let us know. So you want to, can we start out with Napoleonic blue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you happen to shake these at all before we got over here?
Did.
Oh,
Do it
you are
really
good.
quick, so
Okay.
it's show.
These are well-loved quarts of paint. Obviously, we've used them over and over, so don't hesitate to shake it up good. Isn't Courtney cute? She's been with me, what, 4 years? I always say that, yep. So, oh, and you know what? Aubusson blue. So this is a paint hutch, a very old hutch that's in our store in Macedon. It's from a very old hardware shop. It is big. This thing is what, probably 10 feet long?
Yeah.
No.
well,
You think?
maybe-
No. More like 8.
Yeah.
Maybe like 8 feet long.
Well, I'm 5 foot, so.
You're 5 foot, but it is a big piece. I almost feel like we had intervention from up above when we tried to move in our front door. Do you remember that day? Were you here? Oh my gosh, that was hysterical.
Not here.
Okay, so you know what? This is, what do you have underneath here? Right? This is an interesting. And can you turn that around?
Absolutely. Hold on one second.
Because you know what it says, but
I
that
know.
way it'll be more in line. Okay. Woohoo!
It's a little sticky. There you go.
Watch us dump a quart of paint live, right? Okay, so this is an Annie Sloan mix mat. It has a very weird kind of feeling to it.
It's a sticky texture.
It's a sticky texture. It is very interesting. It is like, I almost like telling people that it's almost like years ago with the Tupperware, you would roll out this plastic mat and you would roll your pie crust and it had different sizes on it, but that actually has a lot more resistance and drag.
Yeah.
So,
definitely does.
but it is, you can put paint on it and then you can wash it right off.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing that on, actually, I think what we'll do is just do it right on paper, just so that way we don't have to continuously wash that and you have a larger work surface, okay? So, Courtney has some cardstock. Of course, we have a pile of paper plates because we love to have them. It's great. Are you using your fingers or brushes, or what are you doing?
I'll probably use a mixture of both, but mainly my fingers.
Okay, hey, Maria or Hannah, can I ask a favor? Yeah. I'm sorry, can you run over a package of baby wet wipes? Sure. Just so that way Courtney can clean up brushes and stuff. So, okay. Well, hey, why don't we get started? So you are starting out with Napoleonic blue.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Just because sometimes you can do your thing, Court. Don't let me stop you. I just want them to be able to see that blue.
Yeah.
Cool. And you do whatever you would normally do. A lot of times when people call us up and they're like, I need a color mixed, Courtney's the one I pull in, and she will do a custom color for people and help them get a recipe. Now, when I do color mixing, I'll often use my fingerprint. And I'll, like 1 dab obviously is 1 unit, 2 dabs is 2 units, so we can get the right ratio. Okay.
Yep.
So this is just Napoleonic blue with, right?
Yep, that's Napoleonic blue with burgundy.
Okay. So you're just eyeballing this just for fun?
I am eyeballing it.
Okay, so you're going to do, okay, and you know what? Maybe on the next sheet we'll do Napoleonic blue and then we'll do burgundy, emperor silk, and primer red, all in one sheet.
can do that.
In fact, we still can.
Yeah. You want to do it?
Yeah, if you want to, however you want to do it in whatever order, but hello Sharon, and hi Kimberly. I see Valerie. Hi Valerie from, she's hometown, Macedon. Thanks for tuning in. Maybe we can keep the quartz behind you as long as you don't get it on your pants in the order of the spot, so that way people can see the names, just to make it easy for them. Cool.
There. And then where's the...
Yep. And then we can keep those reds right out in front, since
Yeah.
you're going to use it for every color. Awesome. So it's Friday. I don't know if you guys are looking forward to the weekend. I'm working tonight and I'm working tomorrow, and then I'm hosting a large party on Sunday. So I don't think I really call it a weekend. Okay, so that's primer red. Primer red has a little bit more brown to it.
It's more of a brick color.
Yeah, definitely more. Yeah, good. It almost looks like rouge too, like almost like a blush,
Yeah.
like that when you buy Cosmetics. So we have Primer Red, we have Burgundy, and just so you know, if you ever use Burgundy, right out of the can, it is a much brighter color
Yes.
than when it is finally dry. And then we have Emperor Silk,
Yep.
which is a very vibrant red. So feel free, do whatever you got to do. So this is an approximate 1-to-1, and I'm wondering, we'll have to wait and see how, you know, the colors convey through an iPhone.
Yeah.
This is definitely more like a plum.
It is, yeah. I like this one when I was mixing it.
Courtney has always had that artistic eye, a very talented young lady, Nancy Carney.
Aw.
I'm guessing that's family.
That is family. Yes, that's family.
They're lucky I haven't adopted you yet. Oh, so there, you know, I'm wondering how this conveys, because if you can actually see the difference between these two colors,
Oh, I hope they
give us a thumbs up. I think you can. How would you, the first one is definitely darker.
Yeah.
And that was Emperor Silk
Yeah.
with Napoleonic.
That's more of a plum. This is kind of like a mauve, I think.
A darker color, though.
Yeah.
Okay. This is interesting. That Primer Red almost comes through as like an orange looking. So this is, we're at a rolly table. Sorry about that. This is like a smoky purple.
It is.
Oh, I think I actually like that. That's like with a little bit of gray in it.
Yeah.
Run that out. I actually like that color. Let's see if you can see all three. Okay, so we have, can you point to them when I do it?
Yeah.
With your painty, dirty finger?
Which one?
Okay, so we'll start right there. So that one is, what is that again?
That is Emperor Silk with Napoleonic Blue.
Okay.
Then we have Burgundy with Napoleonic. And we have Primer Red with Napoleonic Blue.
Yeah, and that Primer Red on the video looks pretty good. Somewhat accurate. It is definitely more of a grayer tone, almost a darker one.
Yeah. It looks really dark in the video.
So I love that color. So can you do me a favor? Before we move this on, do you have a pen? Can you turn that around and write it so it's convenient for you? And then we'll set that aside and we'll save it. And then we'll move it. Feel free to take your time. So you guys at home, and if this is a 1-to-1, do the 1-to-1 afterwards or wherever you need to. If you're mixing colors at home, a lot of people call us up and they're doing custom colors and they forget to write down what ratio they mix the color in. Who was it? Oh, we had a customer, Matthew, right? We were trying to figure it out. He did his cabinets. Especially when you're doing your kitchen cabinets. Oh my goodness. You really, really need to remember what that ratio is. Write it on something, write it on the can of paint, write it on, I don't know, I have a junk drawer in my kitchen and I keep little paint swatches and everything in that junk drawer among a whole bunch of other stuff, but just so that way I can remember. So even on the back of your color charts, but save it or take a picture of it once you've written it down, because if you lose your piece of paper, at least you know if you took a picture with your phone, it's probably in your Google Photos. So just so you're aware. Okay, so don't be shy with the paint, Courtney.
I'm just doing little swatches at the top so we can remember what colors they are while I mix them. That's all I'm doing. I won't be stingy.
Look how cute she is with her little floral suspenders. You're such a millennial.
Thanks. I enjoy suspenders.
I think your generation is so blessed because, one, I think you're more advanced and actually more, how would I put this, like intelligent, because of the internet is a wonderful thing. It can be a bad thing, but boy,
Connected.
I mean,
we're more connected.
yeah, you're more connected, but also I think information is just so readily available at your fingertips from when you guys were probably like 10 to 12, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a whole different situation, but you also know what life was like growing up without the internet and without having a Nintendo. I think you have the best, I think your generation is like the best of both worlds, because like Danny, my daughter, is 12, and they don't know what it's like to have to wait for a television show or wait a certain day for a Facebook Live event. Okay, so what is this beautiful color?
This is Giverny.
Okay.
I love Giverny.
Yeah, that is a beautiful color. Have you used this yourself?
I have not. I've been trying to find something to use it with.
Well, then I guess you don't really love it that much. I'm just joking.
I love it.
Okay, so we got Emperor Silk, Burgundy, and Primer's Red. Let's start the same way. Oops, sorry. Takes a little bit to really mix it all together.
It does.
And afterwards, you know what we'll do? We'll put these papers near each other, because that way people can see how big of a difference it is depending what blue. And that way if it's minimal, they're not like, oh, I'm going to go and invest in this color because it may not actually make a big difference. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that is I'm going to hold it more from here. You're fine. Oh, you're totally fine. Because this is definitely lighter, of course, than what we got with the Napoleonic blue, because Napoleonic blue is a darker color. So this is Giverny mixed with Burgundy that Courtney's doing now. And this seems more of a pure brighter, more of a brighter shade of like a violet, where the last one with the Emperor Silk seemed more, I don't know how you would...
not dull.
Yeah, but just toned down a bit.
Toned down.
And you know what? We're trying to do this live for you guys, so if this color doesn't get conveyed very easily through a video, then we'll take that into account next time. This is interesting. It's more of a gray blue.
Yeah, the Giverny kind of takes over with primer.
So yeah, so with the primer red, it's almost like a gray, like a gray dusty periwinkle.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Was there that big of a difference? There wasn't that big of a difference with the last color. I know that I preferred primer red because I thought the primer red gave more of like a, let me just see, I want to make
It's
sure.
kind of like a smoky color.
Yeah.
The first one.
Here, let's see if it hold it more flat. Yeah.
We're getting glare from the lights.
Yep. So, okay, thanks. Okay, so that was, we just showed you the Napoleonic mixed with colors. And what we'll do later, Courtney's taken the Giverny, you might want to write those out. What we'll do later is we will post each individual sheet in a photo album here on the Facebook page stating the colors and the ratio. So that way they'll be available, and perhaps when we do that with the photo, the color can come through a little bit more pure versus, you know, through the light of the video. So you actually pulled some of the actual chalk paint colors. So I think in Annie Sloan's palette that we have, this is Emile. And this is definitely a color that would be more in the violet. It's a violet color. It's a little bit lighter. It's a really nice color. And then there's a color that most people overlook. I think it's a very underused color, and it's a sophisticated color. I love this. I love Paloma. Paloma? How would you describe Paloma?
Paloma's like a gray with a purple accent.
I say it's a gray with a very light hint of lavender.
Oh yeah.
So look at there's Courtney. No, she's gone. There she is. No, I'm just joking. But I think Paloma is a beautiful color. It would go really well with grays and blacks. You can bring in a plum. But that's a nice color for, I think she's, you can use it on an entertainment center, a hutch. Okay, so.
We're going to do Florence.
Okay.
Because this is one that I don't think many people would think about
I
mixing.
don't know if you mixed it up. We shook that one really well. But that's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Do your little spoon thingy on it. Yeah, so we'll see Florence with these colors. So don't be shy with paint. I know where you can get more.
Right behind me.
Let's see here. I'm always visiting antique stores and moving sales in search of cool pieces. Kimberly writes. Hi, Kimberly. Hey, don't forget to let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We had a customer the other day from New Zealand.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty awesome. It sounds so exotic, and I don't know. It's probably
It's exotic to us.
She's like, that's just where I live.
Yeah, probably right about that. All right. Ready?
Yeah, feel free. Do whatever you need to do. We'll work around your situation. So this is Florence and Emperor Silk, and the red seems to take over this a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Not my favorite. I think this one's probably one of my favorites, though. This is Florence with
Burgundy.
Yes.
Oh, that's definitely more purple.
Yeah.
What color did you say you thought matched closest to the Pantone color of the year?
That was one of the custom colors I did a long time ago. Hold on, I'll pull it out.
Okay, you can do it. Interesting.
That one's kind of interesting.
I say interesting, but not in like a
negative sense.
Yeah, I don't mean it like, ooh, I love it. It's just actually it's not a bad color. You just washed your finger. Guess what? Can you mix that a little bit more for me? And then I'm just curious. Actually, I have a shirt that color, which is kind of funny. It is sort of,
it's like
I don't know. And the more you're mixing it, the more I seem to kind of like it.
It's like a gray teal.
Yeah. Which probably doesn't get conveyed. Jeez. I wish there was a better way to do the color.
Where is this one?
I don't know. So,
there it is.
You think that's more of it?
It's close. I think
seems almost brighter on my phone than it is in person.
It's kind of like a
what is it?
Purple. That's the Greek blue. I think it has some emperor silk in it.
Yeah, and you did a little pure white just to tint it a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's dark enough.
It might not be, but there are quite a few purples.
Oh, this is the same one, I think. Okay. Okay, so this is with Florence. We had Emperor Silk on the left. Mm-hmm. We have Burgundy in the center. And I think that's coming through a little bit more purplish and brighter.
Oh, yeah. A little bit. And that's a bit smoky.
I actually like that color. It's an interesting color. The primer red with the Florence is actually very interesting. Okay. Okay, hook it up with the Sharpie. So let's see. So obviously we're just hanging out in our Macedon store. Last week we were doing videos in our Village Gate location, which is where we're going to be doing some workshops tonight and tomorrow. We have about, I think about 12 people for that workshop. So, okay.
Do you have any like custom colors people want?
Yeah, you know what? Courtney's like, hit us up with some custom colors.
Hit us up.
You know, that way we can. Obviously, I kind of like it when people want a custom color though, and they give you an inspiration of a piece. You know, when someone says, "I really want a teal," well, obviously that can be a little bit, I don't know, difficult to comprehend exactly what color somebody's looking for. So if you ever do need a custom color, it's helpful to send us a link to maybe something that's on Pinterest or Instagram or a link to another website.
Can you do Greek blue?
Okay, so this is Greek blue.
I really want to mix this.
Look at your buff arms. Actually, they're kind of scrawny.
I know, they are. Picking on my arms.
I'm just joking. Yeah, so if you're tuning in and you have a certain custom color that you would really like us to help you with, don't be shy. Feel free. Let us know. And then, like I said, if you're tuning in now, we would love to have you just post where you're coming from, like where you're at. And then also, if there's something specific that you would like to have information or see a Facebook Live video on, maybe there's an application or a technique you struggle with, whatever, just let us know. Because we kind of run out of ideas.
We do.
So, again, let's move this out of the way. This is Greek blue. Okay. Do you need more spoons or anything?
I'm okay with the brushes right now. I did run out of spoons.
Okay. What's easiest to use?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I actually kind of like
She's so laid back and easy, and I'm like the uptight OCD.
We keep each other level.
It's like a yin and a yang.
Kind of is. All right.
Okay, so Emperor Silk in Greek blue. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny. We get people tuning in to watch us mix paint and then watch it dry.
I know.
This definitely comes out more red.
Yeah.
And that was equal amounts, so the red definitely dominates.
Oh, yeah. Bright
It's more of a red color. I think the color you see on the screen is really accurate, to be honest with you. If it's not, I like to say it. So this is Greek blue with burgundy, and we just finished the Emperor Silk. So now this is the Greek blue with burgundy, and this is more of a violet, where the last one you did seemed more of a brown red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, and the last one is primer red mixed with Greek blue. And again, that brown red is kind of making it more of a, I don't know, it looks like something color you'd see in the desert.
Yeah. I think it's like a gray brick color.
Yeah, it has red tones to it though. But that Greek blue is definitely kind of making it more.
Toning it down.
Yep. This color seems like a good color for someone's lipstick. I don't know why.
We're just mixing lipstick colors here.
Yeah, actually. Okay, go ahead and label up. And then what color is going to be up next?
I think we should do Abusan.
Yeah, and again, Abusan is the color that you see on this hutch. We are playing with some dark wax on it, and the light and dark tones seem to be conveyed a lot more on a photo or on this video than what we see, I think, right with our naked eye. But it is a really... Abusan with black wax is probably one of my favorite combinations.
Did you post pictures of the kitchen?
No, but I sent you a text.
You did,
we have a little, we call it the little gray house, and we were doing some videos a few weeks ago where we were painting the cabinets with the Abusan, and we put the white countertop. It's just sitting on the cabinets. Hopefully that'll be getting installed sometime in the next week or so, and then we'll get the appliances in and get the tile up the wall, and we will show some videos on that.
Yeah.
Because I think it looks awesome. So... Winston-Salem, I struggle with creating a burnt orange, says Tanya. Okay.
Primer red and Barcelona orange.
Yeah, but you know what, Tanya? Later, because I don't know if you can do this now, if there is a specific color of that burnt orange you're looking for, post a photo of it. But I will, underneath your comment, once we're done with this Facebook Live, write a few replies, and we'll include some photos with the recipe to try to help you out. Okay?
I should have one in the binder.
In the binder? Well, you know what? We could play and maybe try to make a few more, and then we could post the photo of those recipes right under her comment, and we'll also create a photo album for it. I say we, but obviously I mean Courtney.
I'm going to do that.
So let's turn that around again, that quart of paint. Let me see here. Oops, sorry, that table has wheels. Okay, so again, the new branding doesn't really allow you to maximize the color like where the old branding did. It really showcased the name of the paint or the color of the paint. Now you gotta just zoom in and you can see it. You're welcome, Tanya. She just said thanks.
Hey, no problem.
So far, Jelena says she really likes the Napoleonic blue mixes. I'm on your team.
I like this.
We agree. Okay, so this is the Abusan blue, and you are mixing it with Emperor Silk.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a plum color.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely plum. And you know what? We should probably make some sample boards with all these at some point.
Sure.
This is definitely, Abusan blue with the burgundy is more of a brighter,
yeah,
more on the purpley side. And before you start mixing the next color, I just want put your hand away. So this is more... The Emperor Silk is more, it's a little darker, and it's a little bit more smoky is the way I would put it.
I like smoky. That's a good word.
Okay. Where the burgundy in Abusan comes across a little purpley berry.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the primer red with Abusan. Primer red, because it's more of a brown red, it takes on a different look when you mix it with all these colors.
Yeah, it doesn't usually make a purple.
No.
I don't think so.
And this is a really nice looking color. It's a blue-green, just like Abusan, but it has more gray to it.
Can you see it a little?
A little bit. I think guess what? Will you mix it up a little bit more?
Yeah.
Let's see how it is. Was the Abusan mixed or straight from the can? Abusan, Jennifer, we took Abusan blue. You know what? Can you make that little swatch a little pure with more Abusan blue so there's no color on it? We used the Abusan straight from the quart, so we didn't mix it or anything. So that's Abusan blue, straight from the quart. And we took some of that and we mixed it with each of the reds. We did Emperor Silk, we did Burgundy, and then we did Primer Red. And that Primer Red with the Abusan blue, geez, I actually, the more I look at it, the more I like that color. That mix mat has a funny feeling.
It is.
I think it's coming across more purple than it actually is in person. It's more of like, it's a very interesting, complex color.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it really well. It's a smoky color.
Well, people on there watching us say that's not very helpful.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, here, go ahead and write it out. Okay, so that was Abusan blue, and like I said earlier, Courtney and I, this is Trish, Courtney and I will take photos of these custom recipe mixes. We're just doing about a 1-to-1 ratio. We'll create a photo album. We'll call it Violets, and we'll just post these pictures line. That way, hopefully when you're looking at it through your monitor, it'll be a little bit easier to get the color conveyed. And we'll also put these on our website under a post called Custom Violets. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon when we set up for that next workshop. Okay. So don't be shy. What is the color on the hutch? So again, that's Abusan blue mixed, well not mixed, excuse me. It's straight Abusan blue, and then we just did black wax directly over it. In fact, that is Abusan with black wax. I'm going to come down and get a little closer for you. This is a very old piece. It is seriously from like an old hardware store. All those little indentations we did not create with a chain or nails. It already came pre-aged. So, okay. So what are you thinking now? What color are we doing?
We're doing the last one. This is our last blue.
This is it? We went through all of them?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I have 5 over
wow.
there. So this is our last one.
So we're doing Louis Blue. Louis Blue is the color of the hutch that's over in the corner in the front of the shop. And then we just took old white and we dry brushed it over some of the areas of the bottom of it, and it looks really pretty. So I can show you that in a second. Louis Blue is, I think, is like a light sky blue.
Yeah, it's like a light baby blue.
Yeah, I'm always cautious when I say baby blue because then some people are like, oh, I don't want that. But it is a really, really nice color.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is straight Louis Blue, and we're going to mix it with Emperor Silk, which is Annie's brightest red, inspired by the color of the Emperor's, inside the Emperor's kimono. And you know what, Louis Blue, it's such a light color, the reds really dominate.
Yeah. Kind of get a lighter red than anything else.
This is almost,
Definitely not a purple. But
no.
Kind of like a salmon. A dark salmon.
Really dark salmon.
Yeah.
Really,
like a
really
really
dark. I don't know if I would call that salmon.
What'd you call
it? It is, because I don't know, when I think of salmon, I think of Scandinavian pink more so.
Oh, yeah.
But that just is like, that still has a red hue to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is Burgundy mixed with Louis Blue. Monica says, I love red.
I love red.
Red is a strong, powerful color. It's called the action color.
Yeah.
You stop when you see red. At least you should if you see the stop sign. But no, really, important papers always have, you know, a red line across the top.
Confidential.
Red is, I think, a serious action color. Like, well, that's an interesting color. It almost looks more pinky.
Yeah.
You hold it a little further away. Okay, so Louis Blue and Primer Red. I don't know why. Every time you go to mix up the Primer Red with these colors, I'm like, this is going to be an awful color. And then in a couple of the last two, I'm like, I really like it. Not so much, I think, in this case, though. Let me see.
Yeah, that's not my favorite.
I think you need to mix that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just in the center. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're okay.
Okay, let's see. That color doesn't have a lot of personality.
No.
Skip Louis Blue and Primer Red. But the Burgundy and Louis Blue, that actually I think would be that's a neat color.
I like that color.
But my favorites, we'll go back, are going to be the Napoleonic Blue, I think. Yeah, let's move this out of the way. This mat is quite interesting.
I know.
So that was the Napoleonic Blue. I really love Napoleonic Blue with the Primer Red.
Yeah.
It's sort of the smoky purple plum color. I could see that in a living room with like a gray couch or even gray leather. You know, that it's coming across more purple on this.
Is it?
Yeah, and the lights are reflecting. That looks good. And then this was the Napoleonic with Burgundy. And this was Napoleonic mixed with Emperor Silk 1:1. Can you put that down on the table 1 second, just so I can?
Sure.
Okay, now, so Emperor Silk Napoleonic 1:1 ratio. Burgundy Napoleonic 1:1 ratio. and Primer Red with Napoleonic 1-to-1 ratio. Can you bring back that Louis Blue? Sharon Rex Road is saying Louis Blue plus Burgundy makes a gorgeous orchid. Oh, thanks, Sharon. We want to show it off. So that is a wonderful way of describing that color. Thank you for saying that. We agree. And it may not be coming through the image on the Facebook Live as well. But that is a perfect way to describe that color. Thanks for saying that. Cool. Is there a piece on your website that explains dry brushing? Yes, but I also have an instruction sheet. So who said that? Kimberly. Oh, Hannah, come back. So this is Hannah. Say hi, Hannah.
Hi.
Hannah and her sister Maria, and then also Anne, who works for us, help do workshops. So we actually have an instruction sheet all about dry brushing. So if you're ever ordering from us or you're coming in the shop, you should always let us know, because we will add that as an extra piece of information to your package. Just like if you're painting your kitchen cabinets, leave a comment right underneath where you put your credit card information. If you're online, there's a comment section on our shopping cart. Leave us a note. Tell us what you're doing, because it may all of a sudden make us trigger something to say, you know what, we should print this information out when we send your package. Or if you're coming in the shop, you don't even need to tell us, because we're going to ask you the first thing when you walk in, what is your project? Because we want to help understand the information you need so you use the product correctly. And I have to apologize, because it seems like for 3 weeks now I've had a cold, which is about right. Okay, so we are setting up. So this mix mat of Annie Sloan, if you like to do any type of stenciling, this is a wonderful product to use, because you can pour your paint right on the mix mat. You can use a roller, offload paint onto the mix mat, and then when you're all done, you just rinse it off. It makes a really nice like work area, almost like a placemat. It's an interesting picture. All those colors are pretty. Colors. Okay. Can you know that one there, can you take that off? Awesome. I'm just going to turn this around, and we are just going to hit them back one at a time. Okay. So again, we were doing just playing around with different shade of making violets is what our plan was, and we were just doing a 1-to-1 mix, and Courtney was kind, and on every paper she put a dab of the actual color, so that way you could see what Florence was. And then look at those little marks on my hand. I have a new cat, so sorry for the ugly marks. Olive, she's so naughty. But anyways, we got her from a rescue, so that's okay. So Emperor's Silk, then we did Burgundy, and then Primer Red, which is more of a brown red, and we mixed that with Florence, which is that color. And we like to describe Florence, it's almost that really beautiful green patina you get with copper. So so we have Emperor Silk in Florence. We have the Burgundy with Florence. And then we have Primer Red with Florence. That's a very interesting color.
It is.
I like it. I use interesting in a good way here. Okay. So we mixed all the colors for you guys. I don't want to keep you hanging on. Like I said, if you have a color recipe mixing need, send it to us, because Courtney, well, somebody, but most likely Courtney, we will actually come up with the custom ratio, custom recipe, let you know. And also, please leave posts here. Let us know what you'd like us to do Facebook Live events for. We will customize them to your situation, and it's like taking a workshop, except you don't have to pay for it, and we're coming right to your own home. So, anything else that we need to say?
I don't think so.
We are going to be posting some things on our website starting next week for Valentine's Day, just little home decor things, and you're so cute. Okay, over and out. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.